This afternoon from Fenway Park, it's Game 3 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Red Sox pitching has dominated the first two, and today the Sox go for a 4th consecutive win. Great to have you with us here on Yawkey Way. Dave O'Brien, my partner, the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley and Eck. Red Sox pitching has been outstanding, particularly the bullpen. Yesterday was the combination of David Price, Craig Kimbrell anchoring it. He now has 4 saves, and it's been a real backbone of this team.
Well, that's the way the game's gone. You talk about a pitcher lucky to get 6 innings out of a starter nowadays. You've got to have at least 3 guys to close it out. Tazawa's done a nice job this year for us. Worried about him early on about how his arm went dead last year, second half of the season. Life seems to be back with the fastball. Uehara, the magic is back with him, and he's taken to that 8th inning role very nicely. And this guy at the end is absolutely dominant. One of the greatest closers over the last 5 years. You're going to see this continue. He's punched out 6 guys over the last 2 outings.
I'm no attorney, but some of those pitches have to be illegal in the state of Massachusetts.
Totally. 98 on the corner. You can't hit it.
You can't hit it, and nobody is. He is 6 for 6 in strikeouts his last 2 appearances. Koji, by the way, unavailable today. We'll see how the Red Sox do it behind Stephen Wright on an absolutely perfect day. It's actually starting to warm up here in New England. Tomorrow's going to be beautiful as well. First pitch is coming up. BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. By Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. By high-quality Scion vehicles by Toyota. By DraftKings, the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of your Boston Red Sox. By Kia. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Great day here for Game 3 of the series. It's Junior Announcer Day. We get the Blue Jays starting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. And here's Matthew.
Thanks, Mr. O'Brien. My name is Matthew. I'm from Delmar, New York. Here's today's Blue Jays lineup. Leading off in left field, Michael Saunders. At third, Josh Donaldson. In right field, Jose Bautista. The DH, Edwin Encarnacion. At shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. At first base, Chris Colabello. The catcher, Russell Martin. In center field, Kevin Pillar. At second base, Ryan Goins.
Superb job there, Matt, as we look at the Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your New England Audi dealers. Stephen Wright on the hill. He's 0-1. So the last pitch the Blue Jays saw yesterday was 98 miles an hour, courtesy of Craig Kimbrell. The first knuckleball that he throws will not get you pulled over on I-95 for speeding, but might be just as tough to hit.
You're right. The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Just going to get the infield third to first. Brian Chubik, Travis Shaw at third, Bogarts at second. shortstop. Hernandez getting his first start at second base. Handler Ramirez at first. In the outfield, Chris Young gets a start in left. Bradley Jr. in center. Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Hannigan catching the knuckleballer, Stephen Wright.
Today's umpires are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota certified used vehicle right now. Lance Barksdale will have the balls and strikes. Will Little at first. Ted Barrett at second, and Angel Hernandez will make the calls at third base. And where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota certified used vehicle right now. As mentioned, a lovely day, 61 degrees, barely a cloud in the sky. It is clear throughout the afternoon. Of course, on Patriots Day, Marathon Monday will get started at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's supposed to be in the upper 60s tomorrow. So, Eck, do not worry. Spring is on the way. It's practically here.
Thank goodness.
About time. Wright, the 31-year-old from Torrance, California, looking for his first win of the season, trying to make it 4 in a row for the Red Sox. It's early, but the Sox had only 27 comeback wins all of last year, second fewest in the American League. They already have 4 this month, which is the second most in the league, behind Baltimore's 5. Baltimore's already been rained out in Texas today. So set to go, Michael Saunders, who's a good bunter, will lead things off. 281 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Fenway's still buzzing over Kimbrel yesterday.
They should be. They're going to get more of it, they hope. Kimbrel still has a shot to come in today, right? They're not going to stay away from him.
Looks like he is available. In there for a called strike. As we mentioned during the open, John Farrell is going to stay away from Koji Uehara today. But it looks like the closer can go if needed. Time is asked for and granted there by Barksdale.
See, Toronto already changed their leadoff hitter. You see Saunders taking Pillar's place. Pillar had gotten off to a bad start for them. Stuck him down farther in the lineup. What's he hitting? 8th today.
And batting 188. They have a lot of guys struggling right now. And that'll miss for a ball. Wright did get off to a rocky start in Toronto. He gave up a couple of quick runs, but he really settled down after that. And he wound up pitching 6 2/3. Although the Sox did not score for him that day. And that'll be around the plate.
Boy, he's got to have that. It's a big inning. It's a big inning for a starting pitcher anyway, the first inning, but for a knuckleballer even more.
He's gone to 3-1 on Saunders. Oof. It's a bullet down the line. That one's heading into the seats, and it's going to be just short of the pesky pole.
Boy, we almost saw another one down the line.
I get nervous every time I see anything hit down there lately after what Hardy did the other day.
He just hooked this ball just a little too much. That's a fastball, middle, and he's out ahead of this too quick, luckily for the Red Sox.
So to count 3-2, Donaldson on deck, then Bautista. Sox at 6-4. Here's Hernandez to scoop it up at second base and throw on to get him. He is making his major league debut today, Marco Hernandez, as Dustin Pedroia gets the day off, and so does Brock Holt. And equal to the task on his first chance today, 1 man gone. And here comes Donaldson, the reigning MVP, hitting .313 with 5 home runs. Wright allowed 6 hits to Toronto. He faced them last Sunday. He struck out 5. He also threw 118 pitches, which is a new career high. And a ball on Donaldson.
Well, Toronto has seen a lot of Wright, right? He had to pitch that exhibition game up in Montreal. So this is his 3rd start in a row.
They're quite familiar with him. In for a strike.
You see this little knuckleball. That's exactly where he wants it. Goes down.
1-1 will be made. Well, he asked for time. He thought he got it and then realized he had not been granted it. The umpire does not have to grant time. That is at his discretion. Then he had to jump back in again. He wound up taking a strike.
He's got his hand up, and he didn't give him time, and he thought he had it, and he backs out right here, and look at him jump back in, and he does throw a strike. He just got unlucky there.
And the 1-2, and he wouldn't chase that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, just because a hitter asks for time does not mean the umpire is compelled to give it.
He's just telling him, I'm not ready yet, right there, not that he wanted timeout.
The 2-2. Fly ball in a shallow right field. Mookie Betts charging to the line, but he'll make the catch. And there are 2 down for Bautista. Donaldson actually glanced in at the home plate umpire Barksdale there. On his way back to the dugout, he wasn't too happy. So
I don't think Toronto's too happy with the umpiring in this game. The last couple of games anyway. That outside corner has been big.
But I'd say this, I think it's been big for everybody. I don't think the umpires have moved it for one team.
You know, I think with Price yesterday, he got a lot of pitches, but he's on the corner a lot.
Yeah. And tossed a great game. The 0-1. Isn't it interesting to hear David Price say stuff like, you know what, first couple of performances were not up to my standard.
Yes.
And yesterday, that's more like it. That's what I expect of myself.
He wants at least 21 outs. Right? I mean, that's anything less is nothing.
High twisting fly. That one deep down the line, way into the corner, and that ball is gone. A home run. So Bautista with his 3rd home run of the season, and that makes it 1-0. Once again, the Red Sox in a position where they have to come back, which they've done frequently.
This is the secret to trying to hold these guys down. Sounds easy. You got to keep the ball in the ballpark. It's a hard thing to do with those 4 guys in a row that come at you. Bautista has been wearing out the Red Sox
for a long time.
Fenway Park, he loves Fenway Park. This is just a high fly ball. I bet that ball's no more than 340 feet. It was coming down, but that's enough.
All 3 of his home runs this season have been against the Red Sox. So 1-0 Blue Jays. Encarnacion, the DH. You can certainly follow that up. He's hit 2 home runs. And needs 2 more to become the 6th player in club history to hit 200 home runs as a Blue Jay. The big question with him is how much longer he will be a Toronto Blue Jay, as he's a free agent after the season, and they're not talking contract right now. Toronto, I think, would like him back very much, both he and Bautista.
Well, he would make a great DH with somebody, that's for sure.
2 down in the 3-0 pitch, and cracked along the third base line. It hits the bag. Shaw will scoop it up, but it's a fair ball, and that will be a base hit for Encarnacion.
Well, if that ball doesn't hit the bag, it's going right to Travis Shaw at third base. You see, it didn't hit the ball all that hard, but that ball's going to come right to him. Meanwhile, pops up, takes something off it, easy base hit. He would have gotten that ball. Long throw, but he would have had a play.
So Encarnacion aboard for Tulowitzki. Scuffling along at 119, and he fouls that one away for a strike. He has hit a couple of home runs. But behind him, Colabello is hitting under 100. So is Russell Martin. We talked about Pilar hitting below 200. And right now, not the powerhouse attack that was anticipated for the Blue Jays. That one skipped up the line. I will say this. Some of their problems, a lot of their problems are Red Sox pitching.
Yeah, you have to admit that they've thrown the ball good. Porcello threw the ball. They got the home run ball. They're going to get their home runs. You just don't want to walk anybody before the home runs.
Bautista with a home run here in the first inning. 1-0 Toronto. Tulowitzki, a guy who sees a lot of pitches, and he grounds that one up the middle for a base hit. So it's the 3rd consecutive Blue Jay to reach in front of Chris Colabello, the kid from Framingham, Massachusetts.
So he's not trying to do much with it at all. You see him just hit this ball right back up the middle. Pitch that he really couldn't pull anyway, but there's nobody playing up the middle. You normally see the second baseman playing up the middle all the time nowadays. Guys on first base, you couldn't really do it.
This one is beginning a lot like his start in Toronto, where the first inning was a problem. Colabello steps in just 1 for 22, but he's a home run threat. Little flare toward right center, charging on. Mookie Betts coming on, can't get it. It drops in. Encarnacion trying to score. The throw is cut. He's in to make it 2-0. That one found a home out there, and that's 4 consecutive hits off Stephen Wright.
Didn't hit it hard enough to carry out to Mookie Betts in right field. Got jammed a little bit. That ball seemed like it was in the air a long time. Didn't sound very good off the bat. Mookie couldn't get there in time. No play at the plate. He scores easy. Encarnacion.
Wright will have to face at least 7 men in the first inning. Russell Martin to stand up. He's hitting .091. And for him, off to a terrible start, 3 for 33 with 16 strikeouts. Wright got the first 2 men pretty routinely, but then it's been home runs, single, single, single. And 2-0 Toronto, just like that. They're on at first and third for the Blue Jays.
Whoa.
My Hannigan really stabbed at that one.
He's lucky that ball didn't go back to the screen. That was sort of a riser.
Only the second time catching Stephen Wright.
Not an easy thing to do, especially with the guy on third.
Pop foul off to the right, out of play. Martin actually appeared in a game at third base while the Sox were in Toronto for that last series. He's played some infield in his career. He's a really fine all-around athlete. Wright looking for a strikeout here to get out of this inning. Not on that pitch. 2-2.
It's hard to frame that knuckleball. I don't care who you are.
Wright, of course, won the 5th starter spot in spring training with a steady performance in Florida. Cut on and missed, and Martin continues to scuffle. Wright gives up 2-0 Toronto in the first inning. The home run, Toronto with a 2-0 lead. Junior announcer day as we get the Red Sox lineup now, brought to you by buyatoyota.com. And here's Andrew.
Thanks, Mr. O'Brien. My name is Andrew, and I'm from Methuen, Massachusetts. Here is today's Red Sox lineup. Leading off in right field, Mookie Betts. At shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. The DH, David Ortiz. At first base, Hanley Ramirez. At third, Travis Shaw. In left field, Chris Young. In center, Jackie Bradley Jr. The catcher, Ryan Hannigan. At second, Marco Hernandez.
Andrew, terrific work there. Both of those kids so polite.
Yes, Mr. O'Brien.
I like that.
Yeah.
Aaron Sanchez on the mound today here for Toronto, dealing to Mookie. And that's in there for strike 3. That was quick work. Sanchez, no wins or losses, a 1.38 ERA. This is his third start.
This kid, 6'4", 220, came out of the bullpen. Was nasty out of the bullpen, but they have a need for a starting pitcher. And I'll tell you what, if he can do what they think he can do, they think he could be another Stroman, and they can have a 1-2 punch. But that's saying a lot because he really hasn't done anything yet except out of the bullpen.
Here's Xander Bogaerts as he chops a foul. Steps in at 262 with 1 home run. He hit that yesterday, a 3-run blast in the Red Sox win. And he's now hit safely in 8 consecutive games. To the shortstop, Tulowitzki, who charges it. 2 fast outs, and Ortiz is next.
Blue Jays defense brought to you by DraftKings. On the infield, Donaldson at third, Tulowitzki at short, Goins at second, Colabella at first. In the outfield, left to right, Saunders, Kevin Pillar in center, Baptista in right. Behind the plate, Martin on mound, Aaron Sanchez.
Big Papi to get in at 333 with 3 home runs. He has seen Sanchez on 7 occasions, and David has 4 hits. As mentioned, Dustin Pedroia and Brock Holt have the day off today. And that's in there for a strike.
Nice firm fastball.
He's got a 4-seamer, about 96 and up, 2-seamer, and a knee buckling curveball.
Developing a changeup.
Only 23 years old. You talked about his build, 6'4", about 220. And he's put on about 25 pounds since last year of muscle.
A lot of fastballs.
The 2-1 to David. He checked, and it's outside.
30 appearances out of the bullpen last year with about a 1.7 ERA.
Now, this is just his 14th career start. Last season he made 11. And the 3-1. And he walked him. So David's on again. He has been on a ton in the early going. And now comes Hanley Ramirez, who is batting in a cleanup spot for the first time this year. Hanley hitting .293, he's homered 1 time. Red Sox today going for 4 in a row. They have won 4 out of 5 head-to-head with Toronto. It's a little bit hard to remember, but the Red Sox last year actually had a 6-game winning streak, and it was at the very end of the season, right at the end of September.
That's why we don't remember.
Yeah, not much do we remember from last year, gratefully. That's a strike. He's popping them in at 96, 97.
He pitched against the Red Sox last year. Sanchez had some control issues, walked 4 or 5 guys.
You can see why they were projecting him when they drafted him in the first round out of California in 2010 as a closer. Little dribbler, tough play. Here comes Donaldson. He'll throw on the move, and he got him holding the bag. Colabello. So that'll be out number 3. Now we'll see if the Red Sox elect to challenge here. John Farrell is out onto the warning track area in front of his dugout. Let's see if he gets the word to challenge right away here in the first inning.
He hardly gets his ball. He kind of shoves it over there. He couldn't get out of his glove. Didn't have anything on it. Big stretch. Close play. It's hard to tell when he caught that ball. The ball out in front of him. Colabella.
Well, the Red Sox have decided they are not going to challenge it after you get a look there. Colabello holding the bag, 2-0 Toronto. Back at Fenway, 2-0 Toronto has the lead. Stephen Wright trying to settle down here in the second inning after allowing 4 hits, 2 runs in the opening frame. And here's Kevin Pillar, center fielder, who has, as Eck pointed out, moved from first to 8th in the lineup today, hitting 188 after a slow start. He's the only position player, everyday guy in the majors who has yet to take ball 4.
That's not good when you're leading off.
The 1-1 rocketed but fouls. It jumped on a couple of pitches right away. They have stayed up somewhat, and certainly the one that Bautista got did. The 1-2 to Pillar.
Ooh.
Ryan Goins on deck, and then Michael Saunders, the leadoff man. And the 2-2. Line shot, base hit. That's 5 hits already for the Blue Jays. Well, before the game, the ceremonial first pitch was tossed out by Patrick Downs, a 2013 marathon bombing survivor. He's going to compete in this year's Boston Marathon, and he got that coveted and much sought hug from David Ortiz. After firing in that pitch, he looked great. And Eck, he's going to compete on Marathon Monday. How about that?
That is incredible. Threw a strike, too.
Sure did. One of the great sports days anywhere in America all year long tomorrow. I don't care what you've got. Marathon Monday and the Sox at home at 11 a.m. What a great tradition. And the weather is going to be spectacular. Ryan Goins here hitting .265, no homers and 2 runs batted in. Not a lot of power, but a good contact man. 1-1.
Seen a couple of fastballs there, 86 miles an hour. It's when he throws his nasty knuckleball and it's not even close to being a strike. You got to take something off to get it over the plate, and that's the balls that have been getting hit.
Pillar, good wheels, the runner at first base. Being held by Hanley Ramirez. Punched in the air, foul. A limited number of Patriots Day tickets have just been released, so don't miss out on spending a beautiful day at the ballpark tomorrow. Eck is giving you permission to have the day off. He can do that as a National Baseball Hall of Famer. The weather's going to be gorgeous. RedSox.com or call 877-RED SOX 9 to get your tickets. That's one of those little known facts about
what you get to do.
Yeah.
I could do it. I didn't know I had the power.
Pretty much any darn thing you want. 1-2 on the way. And just off the outside corner. You and I were chatting about Hall of Fame and all that stuff earlier today. One year you visited the White House 4 times.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And it had a lot to do with George Bush, you know, being a baseball fan. He'd owned the Texas Rangers.
Right.
So he had a little luncheon there right before opening day, the year that I happened to go in, you know.
2-2, little flare, shallow left, and an easy play for Young. And that'll be out number 1. So 4 trips in 1 year to the Hall of Fame. Does it ever get to the point where you're like, you know what? I've been 3 times already this year. I may take a pass.
No.
It wouldn't for me. I know that. I'd be running over there.
Even the year that no one went in. Remember the year they didn't vote anybody in? If there's a year that to go, that's the year you have to go. Because what if nobody came? Right?
Right.
There wouldn't be a Hall of Fame. And I'm not so cool to think, I'll think I'll come whenever I feel like it, you know?
You said once it was you and the president and Ted Williams.
Right.
In one room.
Imagine that.
I mean, you never forget that.
No.
Just talking baseball, huh?
No, I don't remember what George said. I remember what Ted said. Because he's so loud, you know, booming.
Dominates the room.
Does he, man? Woo.
Here's Saunders 0 for 1 and another flip over to first base. I remember George Bush Sr. saying once, you want to be humbled in your life? Go to a fishing show with Ted Williams. Even as the president of the United States, no one pays any attention to you. It's all on Ted.
It's all that fly fishing and stuff.
All that fly fishing, which he was a master of too. That's on the corner for strike.
He was always fascinated with the slider. Talking about the slider. You know, always talking about pitching. I guess he thought I had a decent slider.
Slider must have been the pitch that maybe gave him a little trouble, if anything did. That's in there for a called strike. Not too many fastballs did.
He would have wore me out. Huh? I have no chance against him. He probably thought I threw salad. Yeah, he would have dropped a salad bomb on me. Right? And he can. If anybody can, he can.
Yeah. What are you going to say?
Nothing.
Guy hit 400.
Yeah.
What are you going to say? And 521 home runs.
Right.
One man out. Here comes the 0-2. 2-0 Toronto. And again, Hennigan kind of stabbing at that knuckleball.
Man, what a hard job that is. Boy, Wake, he had his own catcher for the longest time, didn't he? Mirabelli.
I still keep thinking of the decision to use Wake as a closer. Popped up and fouled down the line. A long rangy attempt here by Bogaerts, but that one gets into the stands and out of his range.
Yeah, he did that for a while, didn't he? Closed some games.
Because you made the point earlier with a runner at third base. I mean,
that's got to be a little frightening.
Oh. Jimmy Williams used him as a closer. I thought that was very brave.
Yeah.
Wake occupying so many roles over his terrific career.
He's going into the Red Sox Hall of Fame, right, this year?
Yes, he is, with Jason Varitek and Larry Lucchino. And 22 career saves for Tim Wakefield as well. Fouled at the plate. That was a good couple of months for Eck, but 22 saves.
Yeah. There's Larry.
Larry heading into the Red Sox Hall of Fame. You look around Fenway Park, you cannot help but think of what Larry did here. And I remember the Fenway Park of my youth as compared to this one, and I loved them both, but boy, this is some place to bring your kids now. Everything's so much cleaner to start with.
This place is incredible, and how they turned it around since they took over. I mean, Larry had so much to do with it. He had so much to do with everywhere, right? Baltimore, San Diego, then here. I thought he was going to be the commissioner at one point. Probably could be. Could handle it easily.
The 2-2 Fly to center field. Jackie Bradley battling the sun a little bit and will make the catch. Back to first base goes Pilar, and they're 2 down. Fans, a lot of afternoon Sox games this month, and make sure you always know when the game is on by downloading the Red Sox schedule directly into your favorite calendar program. Just visit NESN.com/schedule.
Yeah, he's got it all the way, just scaring us out there. All right, he's got his shades on.
Every once in a while that wind kicks up as well, along with the sun. Could be tough. Here's Donaldson going for the downs. He is 0 for 1 with a fly to right field.
That's that hard knuckleball at 76.
Wright gave up a first inning home run, and he has allowed 5 hits. Liner. Oh, and a play by Bogaerts as he lays out to steal a hit from Donaldson. A terrific play. Red Sox have been flashing some leather. They're the best defensive team in the American League so far. Travis Shaw to lead off the inning. He takes outside ball 1, 2-0 Toronto here in the second. The Red Sox bringing up Shaw, Young, and Bradley against Aaron Sanchez, and pounded in there for a strike. Travis hitting .333, swinging a good bat, a 4-game hitting streak. And he hammers a foul near the Red Sox dugout. Time now to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. His last 11 games against Toronto, they really can't get him out. .395, an on-base percentage of 509 RBIs. The 1-2 from Sanchez, and in there, strike 3. Will they get him out that way with a big fastball?
I'll tell you what, that ball might have been up a hair, but that had some hair on it to boot. See this fastball, he threw 2 balls inside of him that at bat. This one absolutely froze him. You couldn't do anything with that pitch.
98.
Whew.
Second strikeout for Sanchez. And now Chris Young in the lineup today in left field. He's 2 for 2 against Sanchez in his career.
97 at the knees. I'll tell you what, I've seen more kids come up here throwing 95. It's insane. I mean, what's this game coming to?
That's what a lot of hitters are saying.
I mean, really, I've never seen anything like it. If you don't throw 93, 4, that's nothing.
You know, that makes a great point, I think, because a power pitcher, you know, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that was 93.
Yeah.
You know, and if you were hovering at 94, 95, forget it. No one hit you. But yeah, you have to throw 95 today to be. And look at that one, the hook on the inside corner. He has that too.
You drop a hook on somebody with that 97? Are you kidding me? No chance. This ball kind of hung up a little bit, but he gives him this pitch on the inside corner after 2 nasty fastballs on the black outside early. See ya.
Back-to-back Ks by the 23-year-old out of Barstow, California. Here's Jackie. Jackie Bradley hitting .290. And he has moved up to the 7-hole today by John Farrell after going 1 for 3 yesterday, and he's hit safely in 6 in a row. And that's a strike.
You could see why they're psyched about this kid. I mean, they really are. They love Stroman, right? He's their ace.
A check swing, and he left it low.
Well, there'll come to a time if he's lucky enough to pitch well the rest of the season, and he's going to have an innings problem. They're never going to let him go past 150 innings. Maybe put him back to the bullpen again.
He's pitched well despite a pair of no decisions so far. He went 7 innings at Tampa Bay on April 5th and allowed only 5 hits. He struck out 8, didn't walk anybody, and then went 6 innings against the Yankees. Gave up 3 hits, struck out 5. So he's not had a poor outing. This is his 3rd. Here comes the 2-2. Too high.
This probably has a tendency to overthrow.
He's already walked David Ortiz. Now 3-2 on Jackie. Ground ball right side, and there's Colabello with a little bobble, but in time to flip it and got it there for out number 3. So the Red Sox go quietly here in the 2nd inning. 2-0 Toronto. Step up your hockey game with Bruins Academy. It's an all-new show just for kids who love the game of hockey. Don't miss an all-new episode tonight at 7:30. To get involved in the show, visit bostonbruins.com/Bruins Academy. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin with you here from Fenway on a very sunny Sunday afternoon. Red Sox are down 2-0. Here's Jose Bautista, belted a home run to left in the 1st inning. It's 3, 4, and 5 against Stephen Wright, and a foul ball.
You see the home run, 1st inning, high fly ball that just never came down. Took only, what, 315 down the line, just got over.
His 3rd of the season, all against the Red Sox, and that's low. He has 38 career home runs against Boston and loves this ballpark. A strike. And a 2-2 from the knuckleballer. Waved at and missed. That one strikes him out. Wright picking up his second K in this one. Red Sox trying to make it 4 consecutive wins and have kind of had Toronto's number, regardless of what the score might be early in the game. They keep coming back on the Blue Jays.
They really do. I think offensively, everybody's feeling good about themselves. You can't pick one guy on this field that's not really swinging the bat all that well. Everybody has contributed to this come from behind wins over this season.
Encarnacion with a base hit and a run scored his first time up. Tulowitzki on deck, and you may have heard the story, but Tulowitzki grew up in Sunnyvale, California, and in the 5th grade his teacher asked every kid in the class to write what they wanted to do for a living one day, and he wrote, "I want to become a professional athlete." Well, the teacher, his name was Mr. Walker, gave him the paper back and told him, put down something more realistic. The check swing, and that one a little bit low, and amazingly 20 years later that same Mr. Walker, it's a true story, showed up at one of Tulowitzki's games in San Francisco with the very same questionnaire and asked him to autograph it. And Tulowitzki says he said it taught him that if a kid wants to do something, to not ruin his dreams, but to tell him to go for it. And that sounds like something you'd read in a magazine that someone made up. That's a true story.
Yeah.
The 2-2 is foul tipped off the mid of Hannigan.
I had a football coach once tell me, my senior year I quit. And that took a lot for me to quit because I didn't want to get hurt because I was going to be a baseball player, right?
Yeah.
And he told me all kinds of words, called me, and I said, hey, man, I can't get hurt. I picked the right sport.
I think you did. Inside for a ball. You could not hurt that arm, Beck.
Well, he wasn't going to say, go fulfill your dreams. He didn't think I was going to be a pitcher.
Yeah.
He said he just wanted a football player, and I wasn't a very good one. He didn't miss anything.
Big cut and a miss. Encarnacion down hacking, and he strikes out. Back-to-back Ks by Stephen Wright.
You see the movement on this. Kind of going sideways, almost like, well, it didn't do anything. He's thinking it's going to go down, and he swings underneath this thing. He kind of got away with one right there.
So 2 away for Tulowitzki, who singled in the first inning. It's like you, he picked the right sport in the end. In there for a call strike. What did you play when you played football, position-wise? What did you play?
I played quarterback and I played safety, but our football program didn't throw the ball. They ran the ball. They didn't want to make any mistakes. So I'll tell you what, my buddy was a better quarterback than I was anyway, so I let him. I just said, why don't you just do this?
There's no way he had a better arm than you did.
No way. He could run the offense, though.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
He could hand off. 1-1, a high fly to center, driving Jackie back. He's still heading back, still fighting that sun on the track, but he makes the catch. 1-2-3 they go. 2-0 Toronto. For the Coors Banquet timeless moment on this date in 2006, Mark Loretta hit a 2-run walk-off home run for the Red Sox on Patriots Day. A thrilling finish gave the Red Sox a 7-6 win over the Mariners.
I remember that game. Eddie Guardado, I think, was on the mound.
Yeah,
left-hander.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Patriots Day tomorrow, and we will be right back here at Fenway. And first pitch at 11. Clay Buchholz will throw that against J.A. Happ. Be the first lefty as far as starters that the Red Sox will have faced. Ryan Hannigan hitting 167. No homers, no runs, batted in. Looks at a strike. You're impressed by this kid.
I really am. I mean, he comes right at you. I mean, he's got some leverage.
1-1. Everything down, down, down. A two-seamer and a four-seamer. He can get to 98. We've seen today. And he's had a superb curveball. The 2-1. 3-1 now. Red Sox looking for the leadoff man to get on here. Marco Hernandez is on deck and is about to bat in the big leagues for the first time in his life. Fouled away. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Red Sox. Experience the thrill of playing on DraftKings now. Play free daily using the promo code NESSON at DraftKings.com. 3-2 on Ryan Hannigan. Gets a piece.
I'll tell you what, isn't it always 3-2 on Hannigan? I mean, he can get deep into counts.
He's done a good job swinging the bat since the Red Sox got him at home here at Fenway. He's a .311 hitter. See what he's done against Toronto in 17 games.
But his on-base percentage is phenomenal to me. Meanwhile, he got blown away.
Big time fastball, and has 4 strikeouts for Sanchez.
This ball is right by him, a little upstairs. You can't catch up. He swings underneath, but it's by him. This Sanchez is impressive early on.
That'll send up Marco Hernandez. Major league debut today, 23 years old and a left-hand hitter from the Dominican Republic. Red Sox got him from the Cubs in a Felix Dubron trade in 2015. And called up from the Paw Sox on Friday, his first major league stint. He had a really nice spring, Eck. He went 11 for 19 at the plate at .579.
Boy, he did it at the right time because they had a call up at this time of the year and they thought about him. He's the guy. I mean, they needed an infielder.
And being left-handed helps. The 1-1. Shot past third for a foul strike. Hernandez hit .326 at Double-A Portland last year. Has a little bit of speed too. A couple of years ago at A-ball he stole 22 bases. One down, bases empty, 2-0 the Blue Jays.
Well, you never used to see much of this early in the season, having Pedroia sitting on the bench taking a day of rest, but this is what they're going to do. It's a smart thing to do throughout the course of the season.
Too high and a full count on Marco Hernandez in his first major league at bat. Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox looking for their first hit against Sanchez, and it's inside and he's on. Had himself a nice at bat there to get his big league career underway. Red Sox season ticket holders experience the best seats, price and benefits at Fenway. For information on becoming a season ticket holder, visit redsox.com/season tickets or call 877-RED SOX 9 today. I'm trying to get something going against this right-hander now. Here comes Mookie. He struck out looking in the first inning. They have had Mookie's number, Rick. He's 2 for 23 against them so far this season. So I'm always fascinated by what goes on in the pitcher meetings and when you discuss particular hitters.
You know, you could discuss everything you want, but if you don't execute, it doesn't matter.
Line shot into left. Saunders coming on. He'll make the catch. He stabs it. Hernandez gets back into first base. They're 2 down. Although Mookie hit it pretty well, he's 0 for 2. Yeah, and if you can throw 97, 98, that makes up for
doesn't it?
A lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Where do you want me to put that 97? Come on. It's hard to dot that 97. This kid is pretty proud of his cheese. You could tell the way he goes about it. I mean, you got no business walking the 9th hitter, really, to be honest with you. He just tried to hump up too much. And that's what happens when, you got a good fastball. It's easy to paint with 90. It's hard to paint with 97.
Xander just 1 for 11 against Sanchez in their early encounters. 0 for 1 today. He's grounded short. 2 down and a man on. And ball 1. Toronto in front 2-0. They got both of those off Stephen Wright in the first inning. We're now in the bottom of the 3rd. This series does not end today. It goes through tomorrow. So a 4-gamer. Sox have seen a ton of the Blue Jays early on. And after Monday, that'll be 7 games already in the bank. And they meet 19 times.
Well, you kind of worried about that starting this season. 7 times against Toronto, and they're like the big powerhouse. Oh no, how can you beat them? Meanwhile, the Red Sox are 4-1 to this point.
Sox at 6-4, a game and a half out of first place. And that's up top. Again, Baltimore got rained out today. The game in Texas will not be played. So the Red Sox can gain a half a game with a victory. I realize it's incredibly early to be looking at that, but standings and everything. Part of baseball, though, that's in there for a called strike. That's a fun part of baseball. I look at the standings all year long. And you did too.
Oh, yeah, I do. I mean, I do now more than ever. But when I played, I watched everything, man. I was a fan. I was playing. I was a fan.
3-1 trickle foul. Time now for a look at the road ahead presented by People's United Bank. Here's the schedule. After Toronto leaves town after Patriots Day, Tampa Bay is in for 3. And then the Red Sox hit the road. They go to Houston and Atlanta, and then the Braves come here. It's a very good Astros team.
When do you ever have an ESPN game in Houston, huh? That was unheard of.
Yeah. Sunday night baseball now. It's a very, very good team. Hadn't played that well that early, though. 3-2. There goes the runner, and a ground ball chopped to third base. Donaldson with a long throw right there to retire the side. 1 man left. 2-0 Toronto after 3. Retailers of New England, supplying award-winning all-wheel drive vehicles throughout New England. By T-Mobile, get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the past year. And by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. A sparkling day today, whatever you're doing outside. Top half of the fourth inning. Great to have you with us here on Nesson. 2-0 Toronto in front. Stephen Wright got him 1-2-3 last inning with 2 strikeouts, so he had it dancing. Colabello will lead things off and fouls it at the plate. He has an RBI single. Chris, a local kid, great story as we mentioned yesterday. And he took some advice, he said, from the 3-time batting champ Tony Oliva, who told him to move up on the plate. He felt like for years he had been behind the plate too far, and Chris said, I watched some video. I didn't realize how far away I had gotten from the dish. And he said everything changed when he got up on that plate. And that's a strike on the inside edge. You can get into bad habits over a period of months and years, can't you?
I'll tell you what, I mean, I'm sure he didn't stick with that. I think you're changing all the time, and maybe it worked for him there at that moment, but he looks like he's way off the plate now. He's got a big swing.
The 0-2 on the way. And won't go after it. I think he was even further back. You hear athletes talk about that sometimes, you know, over a period of time. I didn't realize I was doing that. And even Craig Kimbrell had to make some adjustments after opening day here at Fenway Park.
Oh,
that one
my
gets
goodness.
him on the helmet.
Oh, he got him on the head.
Colabello hitting the deck, and that was not a knuckleball. That was a fastball. Yeah. It was 87 miles an hour, and Colabello gets drilled.
Boy, that fastball got away from him. He doesn't throw enough of them.
So the trainer out. Let's see if Chris is okay. Right off the hard hat.
Off the top.
Remember when we were in Canada, Kevin Pillar also got hit by a pitch on the helmet.
Boy, and he got up and ran straight to first base. He got him on the bill, but this one got him on the top of the head.
Yeah, the first thing you start worrying about is a concussion.
I'd be surprised if he goes to first base.
It's a ballpark that he grew up coming to out of Framingham, Massachusetts. So, you know, he has a lot of friends and family who are watching today. And
I was impressed by Kevin Pillar with the way he came back the next at bat. I've seen guys get hit in the head and it stays with them for months. Pillar was amazing to me last time.
Well, nice to see him get up here. He's reaching for his helmet. I'm sure he has to pass some of those.
He must have passed the test because he's going to first.
He is.
Good for him.
Well, this is a nice sign. He's a great story, an incredible story of perseverance over all of those years in independent baseball. And I think a very smart move here, too, by Carl Willis to come out and talk with Wright.
Yes. But it was cool about Wright. Wright told Colabello he got a chance to say he was sorry to him as he walked to first base.
Yeah. So a runner will be at first base. Apparently Colabello okay. Easy for us to say. After getting drilled on the helmet. And worth repeating, it was not a knuckleball. He went with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball on that particular pitch, and it got away.
I mean, that's the difference between Wright and a lot of knuckleballers. He's got, you know, decent fastball.
Russell Martin to climb in, so the leadoff man is on after a scary moment. Martin struck out his first at bat, hits a high fly twisting to center. Jackie Bradley fighting again, angling his body, and he makes the catch. He's so good at that, to get the best angle to make the catch, and that's out number one.
He's done that, what, 3 times now. Doesn't do much for a pitcher watching that, believe me. You better catch that thing. Come on.
All those contortions.
Right. You better catch that thing.
You better catch it. Jackie, a Gold Glove candidate. Well, here's Pillar, the man who was hit by Joe Kelly accidentally on the brim of his helmet in Toronto. And Joe, I think, was shaken up by it. And his outing went downhill after that.
The next pitch.
Yeah. Is that true that, I mean, it can shake up the pitcher more than the guy you drilled?
Isn't that something?
Hot shot, ground ball, base hit into left field. So Pilar is 2 for 2. Moving him down in the lineup might have been a very good move by John Gibbons.
I have never hit anybody in the head, so I don't know what that's like. I mean, when I was young, I did. But in the big leagues, I never hit anybody in the head.
And I'm sure gratefully.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's trying to hit anybody in the head.
I mean, you hit guys, but never in the head.
Yeah. Just a couple.
How many did you hit on purpose?
Just a couple.
Here's Ryan Goins taking one outside. He is 0 for 1 with a fly to left. Well, there's some hitters that just wore you out so bad you figured, the heck with it, I'm going to drill the guy and put him on because he's going to double off me.
I would have loved to have drilled George Brett. I mean, he just wore me out. But the whole ballpark would have known I'm drilling him.
Yeah.
And
that's a foul ball there.
I thought that was a cheap shot if I did. As it was, the guys that I did hit, not on purpose, everybody thought I hit them on purpose. You know, because it's one thing, if they think you have good control, right, and you drill somebody,
yeah.
you know, the ball does get away from you.
Yeah. Got away from you 75 times in your career.
Oh,
by
did
the way.
it? Yeah.
75
but
times.
if you have good control, they think you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
So George Brett would have been the guy. Flick foul out of play.
Yeah.
And you see him all the time, every year at Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Do you ever, you know, George, if I had it to do over again, I'd just drill you.
Believe me, I've played it to him. I've told him, you know, I tell everybody, they ask me who the toughest out is. I say George Brett, and he likes me now. he likes me now because he never used to. He didn't like me.
What a great hitter.
Yes, the best I've ever faced.
Great.
Without a doubt.
And makes the best barbecued ribs I've ever tasted in my life.
Is that right?
He's a master at it. Waved at and missed, and down goes Goins chasing.
Well, this is a nasty. This is one of his better ones. This ball is going down and away. Looks like a strike. Swings way over the top of it.
They'll send up Michael Saunders, who's gone 0 for 2 today. Native of Canada, who showed pro hockey ability growing up in Canada. He dreamed of being the next Wayne Gretzky. But they found out he could throw a fastball about 91 miles an hour in high school, and then it was baseball. Runners on at first and second. Wright trying to get out of this inning after hitting a batter and allowing a base hit. Colabello, the man he hit at second base. That'll be low underneath the catcher and picked up by Hannigan. So no advance by the runners.
Saunders has never turned out to be what we thought he was going to be.
Is 6'4", about 230 pounds.
Yeah, he hit 19 home runs about 3 years ago with Seattle and never really did much since.
Got him leading off today. Runners lead at first and second. And another time Hannigan had to stab at that, leaping up out of the crouch. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. You'll hear from John Farrell and Tim Wakefield. They'll break down Stephen Wright's start today. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. Cross for a called strike. Donaldson on deck. Wright would love to leave him right there. He needs this out. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away down the third base line. Toronto on top 2-0. They got both of those in the opening frame off of Wright. So far he's established a very similar pattern to his last start against John Gibbons' team. Popped him up. The third baseman Shaw along with Bogarts, and Bogarts will take command to put it away. 2 men left. Still 2-0 the Blue Jays. Red Sox baseball in Essen is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Last of the 4th inning, Red Sox trying to get the offense going here against Aaron Sanchez, who has been very tough. So far he has struck out 4, walking 2, including David Ortiz in the 1st inning. But the Sox do not have a hit off him yet. And Poppy takes one up and away, ball 1. Sox have scored 53 runs so far this season. That's 3rd most in the American League, behind Baltimore and Detroit. Nothing yet today.
Hasn't exactly had great command of that fastball. It's gotten away from him upstairs a lot.
The 2-0. Now 3-0. The overshift on for David. Here's the 3-0 from the righty. He's taking all the way, and it's ball 4. And let's go to Garen Austin for more on some Red Sox who are recovering from injury. Garen?
Thanks, Obi. Carson Smith continues to make improvements. He threw a 35-pitch live BP yesterday, and he came through that just fine. The next step for him will be to throw a live BP in a sim game on Tuesday. Also, Eduardo Rodriguez will throw additional pitches in a sim game on Monday. And Obi, as we talked about yesterday, Pablo Sandoval will meet with Dr. Andrews to get a second opinion on his shoulder tomorrow as well.
Thanks, Garen, very much. Well, you know, you get Carson Smith back in that bullpen, then it becomes even tougher.
Well, it doesn't take him that long, right? He's throwing a sim game, whatever. It only takes a couple of times out. He should be back by within a week.
Should be close, yeah. I think the Red Sox are feeling the same way. And dodged a bit of a bullet, because, you know, first time you hear about that injury, you figure Tommy John.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's
anytime
the first thing
you
pops.
hear that.
Yeah. Able to avoid that time asked for by Hanley. He was 0 for 1 with a ground to 3rd. Red Sox have the leadoff man on for the first time here in the bottom of the 4th, down 2-0. Bounded past 3rd, but foul. Tonight at 6, don't miss the Ultimate Red Sox show presented by AAA. We'll take a closer look at the Red Sox home opener. Dave Dombrowski discusses the big decisions he has already made this season. Major decision to promote Christian Vasquez, who's not catching today, but the catching position is a real position of strength with those two. Ryan Hannigan and Christian Vasquez, both outstanding defensively and can give you something on the offensive end. That's one thing John Farrell said. He said about Vasquez, he is not an out in the lineup. He's a contact guy. He can do a few things.
But, you know, the feeling was when he got here, wasn't it kind of for a catcher that hasn't been around that long to come and make the impact that he did, at least the feeling around the ballpark, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, this pitching staff needs him, and he's like the savior or something.
His first 2 catches have gone awfully well. Cut on and missed by Hanley. He's not happy with himself as he strikes out, but Vasquez has had a nice series. Not in there today, but he came out of the gate firing.
That right there is his signature. Boy, he gets psyched when he does that, and then he gets a double off the wall. Then, you know, this is just a bonus when you have a defensive player the way he can play. Got a couple knocks. Nice play back here.
The pitching staff has been raving about him. Rick Porcello did. David Price did. Everybody has. Travis Shaw struck out in the 2nd inning. So he is 0 for 1. 2 for 4 with an RBI yesterday in the Sox win. Trying to extend his hitting streak to 5 in a row today. And won't chase. We looked it up, by the way, talking about hit batsmen and your career. Don Baylor, you got 3 times.
He got hit all the time. Though.
He was a magnet.
He never moved.
He set the record.
Yeah.
Carlton Fisk, you also hit 3 times. What was that all about?
I don't know. Got him right.
You don't know.
I got him in the back once. It was great. It was great.
Well, I have to be the one on this broadcast who says I do not condone that kind of behavior.
I didn't mean to hit him every time. But there's something about it. Sometimes guys you really want to get out desperately, you overthrow. Right? That's my excuse.
In there for a strike. Now, Pudge hit over 300 against you, 304. Yeah, he did. But who did you enjoy hitting? Were there guys you really enjoyed plunking? I mean,
some of the guys that I told you I hit, you wouldn't even know their name because I got mad because they got a hit off of me. Like,
it's a good way. It's a good way not to answer the question.
Yeah.
Popped into left. Saunders closing on that. And that's out number 2. Well, it's a fascinating topic because I hear guys who pitched at this level talk about, you know, moving guys' feet. You know, they don't mind hitting a guy once in a while who wears them out at the plate. You know, a guy like Jim Lonborg, Gentleman Jim, he drilled guys all the time.
I know. See, you know, for me, half of my career was, you know, pitching the 9th inning. You can't drill anybody in the 9th inning, right?
Right.
So,
but as a starter,
you can pick your spot. And you didn't have to hit. I was only in the National League hitting about 3 years. I pitched totally different in the National League because I had to hit. I'm telling you, American League, you can take a cheap shot anytime you want.
Young with a chopper to 3rd, gobble up into 2nd for the force play to retire the side. 1 man left. Red Sox still looking for their first hit off Sanchez. Right now, get 2 slices of pizza and a large fountain of frozen beverage for less than $3. Take a break from the drive-thru routine and under $3 at Cumberland Farms. To the 5th inning, 2-0 Toronto. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin with you from Fenway. As the Sox try and make it 4 in a row, going to have to come from behind today again. As Donaldson leads off, he's gone 0 for 2. Bautista next, and then Encarnacion. So the big bats. Donaldson does get a time early in the game. He may have been asking for a time or just holding up his hand, but Lance Barksdale did not grant him a timeout. And Wright fired in a strike. And there's another one.
Wright's come back nicely after the first inning. The problem is that the Red Sox have not scored him any runs since he's been pitched this year.
That's right. He lost 3-0 in Toronto. There's a fly ball into left field, routinely hit, and Young right there. 1 down. Stay tuned for the mid-5th studio show. That's after the 3rd out of this half inning with TC, Tim Wakefield, and Steve Lyons. Bautista will be next. He started off the ball game, the 3rd batter in, with a home run to left. Since then, he has struck out. Toronto has all the hits in the game, all 6 of them. Bautista just winds up.
That's why he gets hurt. I mean, he swings so hard. Each year something happens to him. Thing I like about him is he gets on base. He walks 100 times.
110 last year. And that one a strike on the inside corner. Over the last 5 seasons, though, he has more walks than strikeouts.
Says a lot about a guy who goes deep 40 times.
Be a free agent after this season. Pennant fever going on right now. Jordan's. If the Sox and Yankees meet in the league championship for the pennant, you could win free furniture and mattresses. It's pennant fever, and it's going on right now. Go Sox. The 0-2 to Bautista.
That means you got to root for the Yankees, right?
You're reaching.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
But I love free stuff just like you do.
Yeah.
The 1-2. Big swing and a miss, and down he goes. So Wright puts him away for the 2nd time on strikes.
Once again, this ball doesn't dip. It kind of goes up, and he swings underneath it. It's up and out of the strike zone, but he's not sure. He thinks it might dip.
Here's Encarnacion. He has singled and scored and struck out on the day. Hit 39 home runs last year. Built at 42 in 2012, 36 in 13, 34 and 14. So bona fide slugger. And the 0-1. Nobody on base here for Toronto. And 2 down in the 5th. He thought about it. Did he offer? He did not, says Will Little.
I don't think he went.
He did not. And a 1-2. Line shot left. Here comes Young, and he snags that on the move. That retires the side. 1, 2, 3 they go as we go live to our studio with TC, Tim Wakefield, and Steve Lyons for the mid-5th studio show. Very much. Aaron Sanchez pitching line is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. And they were talking about how he's dotting those corners. He has walked 3 men. He's up to 60 pitches over 4.
His fastball's gotten away from him upstairs, but when it's down, it's nasty. The ball that he struck out Hanley Ramirez just absolutely dove down and in.
Jackie Bradley getting his second look at Sanchez here in the 5th inning, and he looks at strike 1. Jackie's 0 for 1 with a ground ball out. Hannigan and Hernandez, Marco Hernandez, making his major league debut today, will follow in the 5th. Sox looking for their first hit, and that's knocked foul out of play. One of the critiques about Sanchez since he broke into the majors was he has not missed a lot of bats. To the shortstop, Tulowitzki, just to the left of the bag, and he slings it on to get him. Ace Ticket, it's Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets. They have the best seats at the lowest prices of all games at Fenway, and all with a 200% guarantee. Treat yourself or someone special by visiting aceticket.com or by calling 1-800-MY-SEATS. Last year, he worked 92 1/3 innings. He only had 61 strikeouts. A lot of that was out of the bullpen. Now in their rotation.
A lot of that was just fastballs. I think he's got more secondary stuff as a starting pitcher. You saw it, a nasty hook. And the thing is, he's trying to get, like all young pitchers, trying to develop that changeup.
His 5 Ks today. He got Ryan Hannigan in the 3rd inning.
But he can throw 4 balls in a row, not even close. And you're wondering, can he get it back? It's hard to watch if you're a pitching coach.
Hannigan's a guy who will make you throw strikes. And there's one. Marco Hernandez on deck. He's at second base today. Dustin Pedroia getting the day off. And another one pounded in there.
Didn't have to be.
Early start tomorrow, of course, for Patriots Day, 11:05. Clay Buchholz against J.A. Happ, as that one is knocked foul. Now, calling all Bruins fans, Wednesday, Nesson will have live coverage of the season-ending press conference with Cam Neely. B's front office. We'll see what they have to say about the past season. Tune in Wednesday morning at 10. And the 2-2 to Hannigan. Spoiled as he drove that one foul.
That's only 95, but I'll tell you what, they're swinging at it like it's 100 because everybody's late.
I like how you put that. Only 95.
I know. But he may be a little hard to pick up too. What makes it, get swings like that.
2-2 again. Little looper into center. Pilar closing fast. Nice sliding play. 2 down. He's going to be in the conversation for the Gold Glove. I think Jackie Bradley is too throughout the season. Kiermaier, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he sizes this thing up and he just slides and makes an easy catch for him. I've seen him go into walls. He's fearless. Sanchez likes that.
And again, nothing has fallen in yet for the Red Sox. No hits with 2 down in the 5th. Not yet. Here's Hernandez. He took a walk in his first big league plate appearance. Will he be the first man to ring up a hit against Aaron Sanchez?
Well, he better tune it up a little bit. He's late.
All-Star Game MVP in the Eastern League. Today making his major league debut at 23. Shattered bat. There's a looper and a base hit. It drops into left. His first major league hit and the first one of the day for the Red Sox. What a great moment for him.
Yeah, hit's a hit, especially when it's your first hit.
And they'll roll it inside, and that'll wind up eventually inside his locker.
He'll tell everybody he hit a bullet off of Sanchez to left field. But you see this fastball up, kind of eats him up inside, gets it in on the label. He's left with nothing. short end of the bat, but he just flares it for the Red Sox first hit.
Sanchez maybe was already thinking, you know, is this my magic day?
I know I would be.
A little early for me. In there for a strike on Mookie. He has struck out looking in line to left. But a .314 career hitter coming into the day against Toronto. Mookie's really been up and down. He started out with a great opening day in Cleveland. Then he went really cold on the road trip. Came back home and swung the bat really well. And now he is 1 for 11 in this series.
Well, the 2 high strikes doesn't help this at bat, but you know, he's been kind of streaky. Last year, remember, he went through a funk for a long time, and then the second half of the season he was just consistently good.
The 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez on at first base. Red Sox trailing 2-0 in the 5th. And we'll see if the base hit gets something going.
Hernandez tried to run last time up, I believe.
Colabello holding him at first. He's running now. It's outside. Here's the throw, and it's off into center field. He has a stolen base, and now he's heading to third. And he dives in there. Well, the young man stirring things up here in his big league debut, and there'll be an error on that play.
Boy, he can get it, man. He's picking them up, putting them down. 2 headlong dives. Not even a big lead, but you see the throw. Runs up the line, 1 hop. No chance for Gomes to block that ball. He goes to third easy, but see, not a big lead. Looking back, too. Conventional slide at second, and then a headlong dive here at third.
So it'll be a stolen base and an E2 charged to Martin. There are 2 out. But Mookie trying to pick up the first Red Sox run now that they have the first hit out of the way. Red Sox continue to steal at a very high rate. David Ortiz will tell you.
Well, this kid can run. That's legit.
And up the middle, that'll be a base hit. And the Sox are on the board. And Hernandez had a big say in that first run. 2-1 Toronto. Mookie Betts with his 9th RBI.
Gets a fastball right down the middle. Does not try to turn on it. Hits it straight back at the pitcher. Base hit up the middle. And that's a Hernandez run is what it is.
Red Sox get a lot of energy out of second base, seemingly whoever is playing there. As Petey has today off, and here's Xander Bogaerts looking to keep it rolling. And he'll take a strike. Xander has grounded out twice to short and to third. Would Mookie be thinking about taking off here? There are 2 down.
Not a big lead.
Not going. Tap to the shortstop, Tulowitzki. He'll sling it on to first base to retire the side, but the Red Sox score. Come up with their first 2 hits. 2-1 Toronto. Red Sox moment honoring the '86 season. In their 11th game of 1986, the Red Sox won over the White Sox 3-2. Oil Can Boyd tossed a complete game and got his first win of 1986. Now the Red Sox have scored. They come up with their first 2 hits of the contest and have now cut the Toronto lead in half, 2-1, as we go to the 6th inning. Tulowitzki is singled and flied out to center field. Colabello next, who got hit on the head by a pitch in the 4th inning and stayed in the game. High bounder along third, but that'll kick foul. And then it'll be Russell Martin. Marco Hernandez just came up with his first major league hit. Was the first hit of the day for the Red Sox. Stole a base for the first time and scored his first run. So he took care of a lot of firsts right away.
He really did.
In 1 inning.
But he looked legitimately like a stolen base threat.
The Red Sox have been running very effectively. Only been caught once. John Farrell promised that spring training urgency, and that's the way John's been managing. 0-2 on the way, missing up top. Sox bullpen has been really outstanding, and it's going to get even better when Carson Smith returns. Big cut and a miss. Tulowitzki chasing out of the strike zone, and he strikes out. Time for a game break now. It's brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. Tom, thank you very much. Colabello to get in. Look at that bullpen, which is going to get a lift, even though it's been a backbone of the team. When Carson Smith returns last year, the 6'6" right-hander for Seattle appeared in 70 games with a 2.31 ERA.
How many punch-outs? I mean, more punch-outs than innings, right?
92 strikeouts in 70 innings.
That's what I'm talking about. You need that swing and miss stuff out there. You don't want any contact sometimes. We know Kimbrel can have a hard time having anybody have contact after the last 2 games, huh?
Yeah. 6 up, 6 down, all on strikeouts.
But if you get a winning streak and the starting pitchers are only going 6 innings, I mean, you can't run those guys out there every night.
They make a great point. Well, what Smith does is he adds depth. John Farrell said he wants to stay away from Koji today, so he won't pitch regardless.
But really, both of them, Koji and Tazawa, you got to be careful with, which makes means that you need another guy. You're hoping that Barnes can turn into somebody out there.
He's a big hard thrower. The 1-2 pitch to the right side, charged by Hernandez. That'll be out number 2. Russell Martin up next. Stephen Wright's pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. As he goes into the 6th inning, pitching very well again, and it's a very similar story for him, up to 98 pitches now. When you compare this outing to the one in Toronto, they're almost identical.
To me, the thing about him is that he has such great control of the knuckleball. You always think a knuckleball is going to walk 2, 3, 4 guys. I remember Wake had problems, controlling the knuckleball, but he doesn't. And he throws a couple of different kinds, one hard one, one soft one, but he's got a fastball if he wants to throw it. Little breaking ball. He's not just a knuckleballer.
Colabello wishes he were just a knuckleball, because that fastball is the one that got away, hit him in the head. And now Hannigan will head on out to the mound. Wake would drop in that breaking ball once in a while.
Yeah, but Wake wasn't exactly bringing it. He threw probably, what, 75? His cheese was 75.
Does that come up to the level of cheese?
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because he's listening right now.
There's no way he'd ever get angry with you.
I don't know.
A strike on Martin, who has struck out and fly to center. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, and Garen Austin on a beautiful day at Fenway. Temperatures in the lower 50s. Going to warm up to the upper 60s for Marathon Monday and Patriots Day. Can't wait for that. One of my favorite days all year long.
The only problem is it starts at 11.
It is early, brother.
Yes, it is. Not that I mind it, but it's 11. It's a very strange game to start. If you're a pitcher, it's a really strange game.
It's breakfast at Fenway.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I lived in Hopkinton for a couple of years. About 10 years back.
Yeah. 2-2 hammered foul. Tomorrow at 10, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Joseph is here today, always looking like $1,000,000. He could roll out of bed and look great.
He's always got those scarves, doesn't he? Styling with them.
Yeah. I can't pull that off.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can. You probably could, but boy, he can pull it off. Always styling. The folks at Joseph Abboud are the best people in the world.
He's always got a tan too, doesn't he? He's always bronzed up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You either have it or you don't. And at least one of us in this booth does not. You do. 3-2. Off the end of the bat, lob foul. Activity in the Sox bullpen. Noe Ramirez and Tommy Lane side by side. Wright is over 100 pitches. Toronto in the lead 2-1 in the 6th. Looking for a 1-2-3, and he hit another batter. Martin just gently turning out of the way, and it hit him. So that's 2 men he's hit in this contest.
Now that's okay. That doesn't hurt at all.
That was a knuckleball.
You could take that anywhere you want. It's not going to hurt you.
Right on the 5. And Wright knew it the moment he released it. So Carl Willis out. He has 30 seconds to say what he has to say. The new rule in baseball. We were talking about the marathon, and I remember years ago when I was about 12 years old going to Newton, the 10-mile mark of the marathon, to watch, and the lead pack went flying by, and I said to somebody who took us, I said, what was that? Because they could not have been running faster. I mean, it was incredible how
fast
they were.
The main guys.
They were the main guys.
Yeah.
And they were already 10 miles in, and I thought to myself, there's something wrong with these folks. I mean,
they're getting it.
10 miles, and they have another 16 to go.
And they're sprinting.
It's ridiculous.
It really is.
It's not human how good they are. Here's Pilar with a couple of hits. He's 2 for 2. Lob toward the alley, on the move Young. He'll get there, and that retires the side. 1 man left. Still 2-1 Toronto here at Fenway. go to the DD Perks loyalty program. It's how Dunkin' Donuts shows big-time appreciation to loyal fans with great offers and perks like a free beverage when you join and another on your birthday. Enroll today at ddperks.com or on Dunkin' Donuts in the mobile app. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. David Ortiz leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Third trip today's walked twice. Red Sox down 2-1. But showed some offensive life against Aaron Sanchez in the 5th inning with their first 2 hits and a run. And a check swing. Poppy's had very little to swing at. He takes ball 2. Hanley Ramirez next, then Travis Shaw in the 6th. Shot to center. Pilar back on the track, racing back, leaps. Oh, he made the play. He timed that one perfectly. 1 man out.
Pilar, he just attacked that ball, didn't he? He wanted it. If it was going to go in the wall, he's going to climb it. But it didn't get to the wall. He jumped, made the catch before the wall. You see, the ball was hit pretty well. He goes up in the air, not even at the wall yet. But if it was up on the wall, he was going to climb the wall. This guy is fearless.
And contact with the wall to grab out number 1. So that'll bring up Hanley Ramirez with the bases empty. David denied despite a pretty darn good swing. Hanley is grounded to third and struck out. He's been fighting it a little bit lately. 2 for 21, in fact, on the homestand, but he did snap an 0 for 11 with a 3rd inning double yesterday. 2-1 Toronto in the 6th inning. And Sanchez with the 0-1 and the breaking ball. He's had that good curveball. Today making just his 14th career start. And the 23-year-old's 0-2. Another curveball. He's off the mound to scoop it up and get him. 2 up and 2 down. Tonight at 10 on NESN Sports Today, we preview tomorrow's Patriots Day game against the Jays. A full report on the Celtics. They look to even their series against the Hawks. NESN Sports Today presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Celtics losing by 1 point in game 1.
Boy, they're down by 20 or something early in the game, didn't they?
Yeah, they were getting killed early. Nice comeback, but not enough in the end. Travis Shaw now, he's gone 0 for 2.
You see that shadow creeping up by the end of the game. 9th inning, it'll be right on the plate.
One coming and a strike. We won't see any of those tomorrow. Those shadows starting at 11. Travis not happy with that call from Lance Barksdale and voicing his displeasure. Two away and the 0-2 pitch, and now he asks for time and gets it. Here's the one that he didn't like.
Well, put him in a hole. It's high fastball, top of the strike zone. Looks like a ball. I mean, you can't give him that high strike. You can't hit that.
Here's the 1-2. Waved at and missed, and down he goes, strike 3. So Sanchez bounces back and has a quick 6th inning. Gets the Sox 1-2-3, 2-1 Blue Jays. Top of the 7th inning, Toronto with a 1-run advantage, and coming up to bat against a new pitcher. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. So Tommy Lane, the left-hander from St. Louis, replacing Stephen Wright, who went 6, and again gave up a couple of quick runs, and then settled down.
He really did. That's impressive because it didn't look good for him in the first inning. Looked bad, but came around, didn't walk anybody, punched out 6 guys. A good appearance, should get a W for it, but he leaves losing the game.
And Goins takes one down and away, ball 1. He has struck out and flied out. Just had a chance to say hello to Patrick Downs, who came up after throwing the ceremonial first pitch, and he'll be running the marathon tomorrow. Survived the tragic bombing attack in 2013 and looks great. Came up to say hi.
Isn't that something?
Yep. Wanted to meet Dennis Eckersley.
He's just proud of the way he threw the ball to home plate.
Yeah.
He said, I had some gas. Down under.
He was pleased.
Yeah,
with it.
He was.
Michael Saunders on deck, then Josh Donaldson here in the 7th. Looped on the infield, a leap. Xander can't get it, and it'll drop into left field for a base hit. So Goins is on.
Looked like he could have timed that a little differently. A little jam shot. You think he's got a shot at it. At shortstop, gets up just over the reach. You see this ball comes close.
So the leadoff man is on for Saunders, who's gone 0 for 3. That was against Wright. He grounded to second, flied to center, and popped up to short. Noe Ramirez working by himself in the bullpen now.
He'll be in this game to get Donaldson, that's for sure.
Donaldson on deck. Lane looking for a double play. Tried to bunt it, but he missed it. He's a very good bunter, very good drag bunter. But not there.
You don't think of a guy that big to be a drag bunter, huh? What's he, about 6'4"?
Mm-hmm. Yep, 6'4", about 230.
Looks bad when you miss it, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does.
It's a beautiful thing when you drop it down.
Right.
Fair. And it can be such a weapon.
Goins doesn't. He looks like he can run, but he doesn't steal very many bases.
0-2. We had a couple of great moments before the game. Patrick Downs throwing out that pitch. Another one was done by Becca Peasy, who competed in and completed the World Marathon Challenge. That was 7 consecutive marathons all over the world. And not only that, did she throw out that first pitch and everything that she has done. Joseph Stillwell, her boyfriend, proposed to her.
How about that?
And she said yes.
Thank goodness, right in front of everybody.
I mean, these marathons are all over the world. I mean, South America, Europe, Africa, Australia. So you're running 26.2, and then you're getting on a plane and you're going to do another one.
Beyond me.
You and me both. Incredible. The 0-2. He waves and misses, and down he goes, strike 3.
Yeah, no wonder he tried to bunt, because he sure can't hit the breaking ball.
And here comes John Farrell for a pitching change.
A sweeping breaking ball. Perfect pitch out of the strike zone. Back to back.
So Lane strikes him out. Donaldson coming up. That means Noe Ramirez is coming in. So we'll take the break. Toronto in the lead 2-1 here at Fenway. More in a moment. to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By the great folks at Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Now, Tommy Lane just struck out Saunders after giving up the base hit. So Toronto has a man at first base and Donaldson coming up, and that's why Ramirez is in.
Well, Ramirez has, tough on right-handed hitters, but Donaldson took him deep in Toronto, right? He threw him something off speed. It's a little redeem job right here.
That's the hope. 5 home runs for the man who won the MVP last year and hit 41 home runs. 0 for 3 today, so he has been a little bit quiet. With a fly to right, a liner to short, a fly to left. 1 away. Just want to keep these next few guys in the ballpark, don't you?
Oh, 4 in a row coming at you.
Toronto ahead 2-1. They've out hit the Sox 7-2 so far. Got jammed there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got that little funny angle that he has. I don't know what to call it. It's not even 3/4. It's kind of shoves it from the side.
Noe born in Los Angeles, 6'3", about 205. And the 1-1. Tried to hold up. He checked his swing. They do appeal and no swing, says Will Little.
Sweeping breaking ball. You got to prove that he can throw it for a strike or they're not going to swing.
Goins gets his lead and back he goes. Red Sox and the Blue Jays will tangle again tomorrow morning at 11:05 a.m. It'll be Clay Buchholz against J.A. Happ on Patriots Day. And then Tampa Bay is in for 3. Very long homestand, 10 games. Joe Kelly will go on Tuesday. Rick Porcello on Wednesday. He's coming off an outstanding performance. And David Price, who's also coming off an outstanding performance, going on Thursday afternoon at 1:35. I thought Joe Kelly's performance was a gritty 1-2 to get this winning streak going. Backhanded by Hannigan, and the count goes to 3-1.
I'm sure he wants to do better than that, but for him, after that first appearance against Toronto where he gave up 7, 5 innings and 114 pitches later, he'll take that, I guess.
It's 114 pitches against the Orioles too.
Right.
That lineup. Here's the 3-1. There's a shot driven high and deep to left field, headed for the wall, and it is high off the green. Goins powering into third. They're going to wave him in. He's trying to score. Xander's throw home will not be in time. Donaldson just missed one, and that makes it 3-1.
Bradley didn't get it cleanly out there. There's no way the run scores. He would have had a shot at the plate, but that just one hesitation that he didn't get it clean. You see this fastball that he leaves middle. Donaldson puts a drive on this ball that's about 3/4 of the way up the wall, and you're going to see Bradley go after this ball. Watch, he won't get it cleanly. He comes off of his glove. If he would have got that cleanly, they had a shot at the plate, hit the cutoff man, and Goins scores.
13th RBI of the season for Donaldson. This is such a brutal part of the lineup. Here's Batista, still only 1 man out. 3-1 now, Toronto. Batista with a home run in the first inning. Since then he has struck out 2 times. In tight for ball 1.
Ramirez couldn't get his breaking ball over to Donaldson. He was sitting on that fastball and got it.
Again, the Red Sox have come back to win 4 times already this season. They're going to have to do it again. Batista's hit 3 home runs on the year. He held up, and that was low. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plain Ridge Park Casino. TC, Tim Wakefield and Steve Lyons preview tomorrow's Marathon Monday matinee and highlights from around Major League Baseball.
We're going to be running tomorrow. We're looking forward to it.
Outstanding. A great, great day for all of us in the city of Boston and frankly all through New England. 2-0 pitch. He tried to hammer that one on the Lansdowne. 2-1.
2-0 changeup. Thank goodness he was looking for fastball and he was leaving earth. Look at that little 2-finger, 3-finger little spin going down. He's out front. Good time to throw that.
Donaldson leading his second. And Noe Ramirez with a 2-1 over the inside edge. Two and two. Encarnacion would be next. Wind blowing out softly toward left field. And a 2-2. Fouled right there. Chopped down the third baseline into the dugout. MLB.TV Premium is everything you've come to expect and more. You can watch every out-of-market game in all 30 teams in true high def. Visit MLB.TV for details. Two and two on Bautista. He just dares you to throw inside, doesn't he? Waved at and missed, and he strikes out for the third consecutive time.
There's that good slider that he needed. Put him away with it. The sweeping slider out of the strike zone, down and away. Good pitch.
Two gone. The Red Sox in the bottom of this seventh inning will have due up Young, Bradley, and Hannigan. Trying to do something with Sanchez, who's been very tough to hit today. He's allowed only 2 hits. Encarnacion to climb in now. He has singled, struck out, and lined to left. He has that batting style where he looks like he's sitting on a stool at home plate.
But he's got coverage, though. He can go out there and get that ball outside.
He can. Wouldn't offer, and the count 1-0. Tulowitzki on deck here for Toronto. Noe Ramirez becoming the second reliever in the game. Bounding ball foul. And it's 1-1. Encarnacion has hit 21 career home runs in 97 games against the Red Sox. Waiting on a 1-1 pitch. Ramirez, a guy who will take his time out there and slow everything down. Checked, and that's a strike. Made a good pitch there.
Like a little crossfire. Down and in, down and away, excuse me. Doesn't get much better than that. That's exactly where he wants it. Down in the strike zone. Little crossfire.
Encarnacion, their full-time DH. He drove in 100 runs last year, 111 for the third time in the last 4 years. And the 1-2 from Noe. A check swing again, and it's down low. Went back to a changeup there, and it's 2-2. Baltimore not playing today. They were rained out in Texas. But everybody else is. Beautiful day here at Fenway. Here's the 2-2. Line drive and a base hit into left field. Donaldson trying to score. Young coming up, gunning to the plate. They let it come through, and it will not get him. Now the throw down to second, and safe there too. And it's 4-1 Toronto. Encarnacion with his second hit today.
Yeah, Hernandez thinks he's out at second base. He thought the tag was made on Encarnacion, but the run scores. Too good a pitch. Encarnacion hits it left. You think you got a shot at the plate with Chris Young, but he throws it up the line. Not a good throw at all. But the throw here, the tag, he thinks he's got him. See if he does or not. The slow, it's almost like his slide slowed him down. He might have got him.
Well, the Red Sox do want to take a look at this. So this play will be under review. Hernandez was convinced. But the run came in to score in any event, regardless of whether they uphold the call or change it. And Toronto has the 4-1 lead, and they've teed off for 3 hits and 2 runs, and huge runs here in this 7th inning.
Just not a good pitch by Ramirez. I mean, he made some good ones, but that one was up in the strike zone. Can't make a mistake on these guys. He made a good pitch on Bautista, but you see the slide, it's going to slow him down. It looks like he's going to beat the throw, but he just went slow motion into the base. I think he's out.
I think you're right, Eck. It looked on that replay like he should be out. Ruled safe by Ted Barrett. So we'll see what they come up with in New York, where they overturn this call, which is safe on the field or not. Certainly looks to us like there's enough evidence to overturn it.
It's funny because if he hit slid in there hard, he's safe easy, but the slide when he slowed him down.
Another look. That's a pretty good angle, I think.
That is really close.
It always is,
isn't it?
90 feet between bases, the perfect distance.
But Hernandez thinks he's got him.
They're taking a long look at the command center.
The longer they look, they won't change it.
So the play under review, a challenge here. And Encarnacion refusing to leave second base, obviously, until he is told to. And we are going to have God Bless America in between innings, and we'll stay for that here at Fenway. 4-1, regardless of the call at second base. Toronto has expanded their lead with a couple of giant runs, which will really test the Red Sox offense, which has been coming back pretty routinely. And I think finally they have an answer from New York.
Bring it.
At long last. And it's safe.
Told you, the longer they take, the more they don't change it.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
We'll take another look, but on this angle, it looks like he's out to me.
Maybe his spike is in. See? Who knows?
Yeah, Encarnacion, a big fan of the call, and he gets to stay at second base. He has 2 hits today. And we'll bring up Tulowitzki. So the inning is not over yet. Tulowitzki is single, fly to center, and struck out. Longtime former Colorado Rocky. I thought a guy who would probably end his career there until he was traded to Toronto.
I did too. I mean, they gave him a ton of money for good reason.
He's been a terrific player. Gold glove shortstop with power.
But they're not going anywhere anytime soon, Colorado.
Yep, that's why they dealt him. Two away. That one pops out of the mid on the swing and a miss. Tulowitzki now 31 years old. He's done a few things. He's hit for the cycle. He's turned an unassisted triple play. He did that in 2007. Won 2 Gold Gloves.
At one year, he drove in like 45 runs in September. Something crazy.
Yep. Reached the majors in just 14 months after he was drafted. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second base, 2 down and 2 runs in. 2-2. Tulowitzki, a first-round draft pick of Colorado in 05, and with it a $2.3 million signing bonus. Bought himself a Cadillac Escalade, and he bought his parents a new house in Santa Clara, California. He said, growing up, we always rented. I wanted to end that. And that's a strike on the outside corner to set him down and retire the side. But Toronto strikes for a couple of runs. Encarnacion again right in the middle of that, and it's now 4-1. Toronto with the lead. We'll keep it right here for God Bless America on a beautiful sunny day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Sox Foundation helps make dreams come true for the families of New England. Each afternoon, you aid these life-changing efforts by supporting the 50-50 raffle. Today's winning numbers are now posted on the center field video board. And now, before Josh Cantor leaves us in the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the Fenway Park organ, we ask you to please rise. To honor our nation by performing God Bless America, we are joined by a young singer and songwriter from Boston, Massachusetts. Please welcome 15-year-old Ava Westfall.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Sanchez with another strong outing for him.
He's been nasty today. He's got the gas, but you see that curveball too go along with it. Can't catch up with the high fastball there. Hannigan, you see that? Look at that ball go down and into Hanley, and then sweeping breaking ball to Travis Shaw. There's 4 of the 6 punch outs he has today.
Game summary brought to you by Xfinity. So through 6 Ks, he's allowed only 2 hits and 1 run. Bautista with an early homer. Wright went 6, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs. So that's a quality start with 6 Ks. Marco Hernandez with his first career major league hit, stolen base, and run. And Sanchez now into his 7th inning and still dealing in there for a strike on Chris Young, who has struck out and hit into a force play. Now 4-1 Toronto.
See that shadows there right now.
And fastball velocity has dropped from about 96, 97 to the lower 90s, but still throwing strikes. And in there for strike 3. Back up to 94. That's strikeout number 7.
And 94 is paint too. I don't care what it is. It's right on the corner. Tailing back a little bit. Chris Young's looking for a left-handed starting pitcher. He didn't find one today out there with Aaron Sanchez.
They get Drew Storen going in their bullpen, a right-hander. Fouled back by Jackie Bradley, who's gone 0 for 2 so far.
You could see the swings, like the fastball's on him. I don't care if it's 92 or not. It just seems harder than that.
Yeah, Lively.
Yes.
Back to the bender in there for a strike.
He gets that stuff over. This kid's going to be one of the better pitchers in the American League. It's early on.
The other thing about him is he works quickly. He gets it and he throws it.
You got to like that too.
Good tempo.
That fastball gets away from him though. A lot of high fastballs. He can lose the strike zone in a heartbeat.
High fly lifted to left field, but Saunders easily there. And there are 2 down. From improving your diet to the latest cancer treatments, learn all about stomach disease this month from experts at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Visit bidmc.org/health. Robbie Ross Jr., the left-hander, begins to throw in the bullpen. So he'll be the next man on. Here's Hannigan. Ryan Hannigan has struck out and fly to center. Sanchez has had a lot of pretty quick innings. And now 7 Ks in the book.
See how he can launch him, not even be close. 2 pitches. I mean, he's a big kid. When he unravels sometimes, it gets away from him.
He has not reached 100 pitches yet. Two and 1. First round draft pick out of California. They took him out of high school in 2010. He's put on 25 pounds of muscle since last year. So he's going to get bigger now, 23. There was a lot of talk about him as a future closer, but now he's maybe a top tier starter for them. The 3-1 and a strike. So he's gone over 100 pitches.
They got to love this kid.
Payoff pitch now to Hannigan, and that's inside for ball 4. So Ryan's on. 4th walk issued by the right-hander. Let's go to Garen Austin.
Thanks, OB. Of course, Marco Hernandez making his major league debut today. He said he was surprised when he found out he'd been called up because he wasn't expecting it. Hernandez batted .579 and had a very good spring training. OB Eck, he said that when he found out he'd been called up, he called his mom and she cried.
Well, that's such a common story, but such a sweet story. I mean, you call mom right away, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I'd be crying.
He's had a good day, too, in his major league debut with a walk, a single, a stolen base, a run. Been very steady defensively. Playing second base. As Garen mentioned, a fine spring, 11 for 19. It's not a ton of at-bats, but he hit .579. That was actually the highest batting average for any Red Sox position player in a Grapefruit League.
That's the thing, you know, you get your opportunity, you make the most of it, and then catch somebody's attention. Got his first hit. Not a pretty thing, but it doesn't matter. He ends up stealing a bag, goes to third. Ball gets away. He goes to third. He later scores. Red Sox only run.
Showing off some athleticism. with the theft and then bouncing up very quickly and then brought in. But the Red Sox only run so far. Boston down 4-1 in the 7th inning. Mookie Betts on deck.
This kid's going to find out that he doesn't have to throw the ball as hard as he can, and he'll locate a lot better. He doesn't need 96, 97. His ball, you can see some sink action to it too.
The 1-1. Fly to center field. Pilar driven back, but plenty of room behind him. That'll retire the side. 1 man left. We've wrapped up 7, 4-1 Toronto. Well, did you miss today's special fielding episode on NESN Clubhouse? Catch the encore presentation tonight following our Red Sox coverage. NESN Clubhouse presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin at Fenway. 4-1 Toronto. As we prepare for the 8th inning, the Shadows have crept up and crossed home plate. And Robbie Ross Jr., the left-hander from Lexington, Kentucky, will make his 4th appearance of the year.
His first time out, he threw the ball real good. He threw a couple of innings and then had a bad outing, but they're going to need Robbie Ross.
They'll need him right now to keep Toronto just at 4 runs. Colabello's had a pretty good day. He has singled in a run, been hit by a pitch, which was a frightening moment. Stephen Wright with a fastball got him accidentally on a hard hat in the 4th inning. Eventually he got to his feet, took his base. He's been fine since. He's also grounded to second. Russell Martin and Kevin Pilar will follow him. So it is 6, 7, and 8 in the Toronto lineup. And that's up top. Stephen Wright went the first 6. He allowed 2 runs on 6 hits, both of those runs in the 1st inning. Tommy Lane, Noe Ramirez, and now Robbie Ross have followed. Four runs on 9 hits for the Blue Jays that made 1 error. 1 run, just 2 hits for the Red Sox so far today. And a hammered foul past third base.
Ow.
The 1-2 from the lefty. Chopped to first base. Hanley has that. He'll do it himself. One man gone in the 8th. Tomorrow at 10:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC, Tim Wakefield, and Steve Lyons will preview Clay Buchholz's start in the series finale against the Blue Jays and share the story of a very special marathon runner. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? That would be Emmy nominated Tom Caron.
Here we go. He's a lock.
It's no contest.
You're right.
I mean, nobody else should even bother to show up. And I'm sure it's a wonderful category, but I mean, it's over. Russell Martin has struck out, flied out, and been hit by a pitch today, and he'll look at a strike.
What is the category anyway?
I think greatest host.
Right. The greatest host.
In the history of broadcasting. I think that's what it is. The 1-1. Looper foul and a souvenir. Martin really off to a rough start. Hitting .086. He is a far better offensive player than he has shown in the early going here. Line drive and a base hit, stoked into right field, so he's on for the second time today.
He put a nice swing on this fastball away, stayed right on it, lined that ball into right field. He's going to get his hits. He'll be coming around.
So Kevin Pillar, the center fielder, has been very active defensively on the day. He's made a couple of really nice plays out there. Will bat here. He has singled twice and flied out to left. He jumps back out of the way. It's in tight for a ball.
You know, Robbie's not very big, but I tell you, he's got good arm speed. He gets that ball up there. 94 that last throw.
And that one sharply, but a foul ball just outside the line. And back to a fine catch he made earlier in the 6th inning.
Like I said, he attacks this ball. He's going to go up on that wall and get up and get it. Didn't quite get to the wall, but he went to a leap, caught that ball easy.
Pillar was called up in 2013, his first call up to the majors, and then he fulfilled his promise he had made to his fiancee that when he made it to the big leagues they would get married. Chopped through that right side and a base hit that'll send Martin into second base. Back-to-back singles, and Pillar has his 3rd hit today, so they dropped him down to the 8-hole, and he's 3 for 4.
Yeah, this is not pretty, but this is what he was trying to do. A little chopper the other way, bounces over Ramirez's head, and Martin just goes to second, doesn't attempt to go to third, so first and second, one out.
And now the number 9 hitter Goins, and Carl Willis is out to the hill again. So that's 11 hits and counting for Toronto. That includes a 1st inning home run by Jose Bautista. NESN is a brand new site for car enthusiasts. NESN Fuel. It's your home for everything automotive, including exclusive driver interviews, race recaps, and a lot more. Visit NESNFuel.com and follow NESN Fuel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Matt Barnes gets going in the pen.
Because you think about it, the coach comes out to the mound just to give the bullpen time, right? So they should take that away, the time away. We all get it. They're just wasting time. Got Barnes out there getting hot.
You like the 30 seconds?
Yeah.
I do too. I think it's going to help.
Can they lasso that catcher from going back out there? That's the problem.
Put a limit on those?
Yeah.
That might be the next thing. Goins is 1 for 3, singled and scored a run in the 7th. I think these little tweaks are helping baseball.
Yeah. Every little bit counts.
Time is called here and granted by Barksdale. Martin at second, Pilar at first base. Ross in need of a double play. And a nice save there by Hannigan.
See Hannigan going down, guys on second. Got to block these balls.
It is funny, though, we talk about time of game, pace of play. And I like a lot of the new rules to speed it along, but you get into postseason play, nobody seems to notice how long the games are.
No, they don't.
You know, you get a great baseball game, a 2-0 pitch. Ground ball might be two. Hernandez feeding Xander on to first and 4-6-3. That retires the side. Red Sox need some offense. They're down by 3. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Last half of the 8th inning, Red Sox looking for some offense here, trailing 4-1. They've been out hit 11-2 by the Blue Jays, who are trying to win their first of the series. Red Sox trying to win their 4th straight. Mookie Betts will lead things off against Drew Storen. He's the reliever coming out of the pen. Right-hander, formerly of Washington. Pitched for the Nationals last year, went 2-2 with a 3.44 ERA.
Good fastball, good slider. Got to keep the ball down.
Mookie's 1 for 3 with an RBI single on the day, and he chops a foul down the left field line. Hey, Tuesday night is Mookie Betts bobblehead night at Fenway. The first 15,000 fans receive a Mookie Betts bobblehead courtesy of Toyo Tires. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos or call 877-RED-SOX-9. And the 1-1 inside at the hands.
Kind of surprised last year when they went out and got Papelbon, right? This guy was closing for the Nationals, and then they got Papelbon, and he had to move out of that closing position. He became available.
Pap got to dust up with Bryce Harper, of course, inside the dugout.
But they ended up giving up Ben Bervier for him, which was a pretty good move for Washington. They needed a leadoff hitter. I think Toronto needs a leadoff hitter right now. So they miss him a little bit, but they needed somebody to set up this young kid, Asuna.
Who was their closer, the 2-2. Waved at and missed. Down goes Mookie on strikes for the second time today.
Boy, it makes him look bad on this slider. It starts out over the middle of the plate and then takes off. A little left turn there. See ya.
Mookie's in need of a hitting streak right now. He actually needs Toronto to leave town, as they've given him a very hard time this season. Xander Bogaerts taking a strike. He has grounded out 3 times, all to the left side. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway, and it's 4-1 Toronto. Popped along the right field line, but that's going to go foul. Xander has a hitting streak on the line right here of 8 consecutive games, and over that streak 11 for 33, 4 doubles, 9 runs scored, and 7 RBIs. Very productive streak, but nothing today.
Started off what, 0 for 10, right?
He did on the year. One and two.
Boy, I've seen 2 or 3 good breaking balls from Storen.
David Ortiz on deck. The 1-2 to the shortstop. Ground ball to third and handled by Donaldson. 2 down. Speedway is proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience, and for every Sox homer this season, Speedway donates $500 to the Boston Children's Hospital. Stop by a Speedway store nearest you and pick up your Speedway rewards card and start earning your points today. David Ortiz now. Big Poppy with 2 walks and a fly to center field that Pilar had to make a leaping catch on up near the wall, and that's strike 1. Go back over the last 102 games that David has played, back to last June 11. He's driven in 97 runs, which is first in the majors. Behind the bag and stopped by Colabello, and the Red Sox will go 1-2-3. We've said that too often today. We go to the 9th, 4-1 Toronto. The 2016 CVS Health Charity Classic will feature more than the nation's best golfers. Don't miss the Charity Classic benefit concert featuring Grammy award-winning Lady Antebellum at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence. That's June 28. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Charity Classic Fenway. Well, a bright day. Toronto has out-hit the Sox, however, 11-2 as we go to the ninth inning. Matt Barnes will come on, the right-hander, to make an appearance, and he'll get the top of their order. So he is on for appearance number 5, a 208 earned run average. And Osuna, their hard-throwing closer, is loosening up now for the bottom of the ninth. Saunders today 0 for 4. He's grounded to second, fly to center, popped to short, and whiffed. And he lines a base hit the other way. So he's on for the first time.
Saunders just happy to see a fastball after all the knuckleballs he had seen from Stephen Wright, and he just slashes this ball into left field.
So the Red Sox will have to face Josh Donaldson again. He doubled in a run in the 7th inning, and that scored Goins. He's homered 5 times early on, and he takes a strike.
Red Sox would love to see Matt Barnes sort of make his mark here. He could be special for them this year if he can find his way to being the kind of reliever they think he can with the arm that he's got. Had a good spring training for them.
A very live arm for the slender right-hander. Base hit to center field. Saunders up to second base. He'll stop there. Donaldson just keeps on hitting, and he's 2 for 5 today.
He gets a changeup. You see the 3-finger changeup down on over the middle of the plate. Probably threw it a little bit too hard, 89 miles an hour. Donaldson's on his game, up the middle, base hit.
So the first 2 men reach here in the 9th inning. Here's Batista. He belted a home run in the 1st inning down the left field line. Since then, he has struck out 3 times. 2 of those against Stephen Wright. Wright's on the hook today. No advance by the runners. They'll stay at first and second.
You don't get that breaking ball over, they're going to be all over this fastball. You better spot it.
Now Sox turned to double play last inning. They need another one suddenly here in the 9th. And the 1-0. He would not chase. That touched 98.
That was 98, and that kid Sanchez looked like he was throwing harder to me. Just coming out of his hand, it just seemed harder than that.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Play on at second. Saunders able to get back in. Donaldson at first base, nobody out. You look at the hits, and really it ought to be a runaway for Toronto. They've out hit the Red Sox 13-2.
Scattered.
The 2-0 to Joey Bats will not be made. Toronto here for one more game tomorrow morning. It's the only time anybody gets to say that in Major League Baseball all season. Tomorrow morning. 11:05. Clay Buchholz will toss the first pitch. There's a liner down the line, and that's going to get all the way to the scoreboard. Another run is in. Saunders scores. Donaldson into third, and that'll be a double for Bautista. And he drives in his second run today.
Well, 2-0 pitch. He knows he's going to get a fastball, and he just rifles this ball down the left field line. I think that was a changeup. Yeah, 2-0 changeup, and he was on it. Ball gets by. Young out there. The run's going to score easy, but it's a double. Nobody out. Second and third. Run in.
And your reaction, by the way, is priceless. You react as if he got it off you. You go, ugh. Did you do that when you pitched?
Well, I don't know. It was 2-0. I figured something was going to happen right there. It wasn't going to be good.
Infield in. Here's Encarnacion looking at a strike.
Boy, the velocity's there with Matt Barnes' arm.
Well, now 5-1. 14 hits and counting for the Blue Jays. And nobody out here in the ninth. 2 men in scoring position. That's high and tight.
This Toronto team hasn't really gotten off yet. You know, they haven't gone on one of their streaks where they scored 10 runs a game, you know.
Right. But they can.
But they can.
And often did last year. And now Chavez along with Osuna.
Well, the save is gone. You might as well sit down out there.
Which I think you've said more than once in your career. I'm sitting down. Loop foul back out of play. Like the heck with that, Skip. I'm gonna make the call on this myself.
Unless you have to. You know, he hadn't been out there for a while. I mean, there's something to be. It's not like you just call your shots, but at the same time, it's funny how pitchers don't pitch that well when they just go out to get an inning with nothing out there.
A lot of the adrenaline kind of goes away, doesn't it?
You think it's not. You think it's there.
Big cut and a miss.
There you go.
And he got him. Again up there around 97, 98 miles an hour. Now, the Red Sox have been able to rally and have done it 4 times for a win this season. This is going to be uphill now, of course, against, well, regardless of who comes in for Toronto. We were talking about Osuna earlier. He throws it about 98, 99.
Right. I mean, this is hard. You get behind this club, just like every club, they got guys that can go get you out the last 2-3 innings. But, you know, to try to go in here and take 5 out of 6 from the Toronto Blue Jays is hard enough. I mean, things have gone the Red Sox way early on.
Punch foul by Tulowitzki, who has gone 1 for 4. He singled back in the first inning. Toronto with a 5-1 lead. And they have 3 hits in this inning. Tulowitzki with a pair of home runs and trickles that one foul. Clay Buchholz against J.A. Happ tomorrow. The Red Sox will see a lefty starter for the first time this season. That'll be in game number 12.
Buchholz looking for a W.
Clay had some strong innings the other day. I think he felt good about with his stuff. The 0-2 pitch bounced to the plate. Stopped again by Hannigan. We take a closer look at what's ahead for the Boston Red Sox. J.A. Happ against Clay Buchholz. This closer look brought to you by FW Web. Selection, expertise, solutions, and more at fwweb.com.
Yeah, Clay's due for a good outing. Get himself rolling.
He's done well against Toronto, 13-9.
Yes, he has.
Second and third and 1 down for the Blue Jays. They continue to press the matter here with a 5-1 advantage. And Barnes looking for the K. And he missed. 2-2. The Red Sox offense has been slumbering today on this Sunday with only 2 hits. Aaron Sanchez had a lot to do with that.
Yes, he did.
He was awfully good. Fouled again. This is another of those lineups, I think, a lot like Baltimore, that really makes you work.
Yeah, they're not afraid to punch out either, but you'll get guys like Baptista that'll make work counts.
Justin Smoke on deck. They count 2-2 on Tulowitzki. And he spoiled another one. And on a curveball with Donaldson charging home from third base.
Barnes has got all the pitches: curveball, changeup, fastball. But, you know, you come out of the bullpen, you're going to pitch 1 inning. You don't need all those pitches. You just got to spot your fastball, and kind of a put away breaking ball is what he needs.
When you became a closer, what did you drop from your arsenal?
Well, I never really had a good changeup to begin with, so I didn't have to drop much of anything. If anything, I got a better fastball when I went out there. There's so many guys that, you know, when you start after about the third inning, your gas is gone. So, but for me to go out to the bullpen, I found my fastball again, and that's what I needed, a couple miles an hour more.
And it did tick up.
It did tick up.
Because you were bringing it, and of course your breaking ball was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was I was running out of gas quick, believe me.
2-2 cut out and missed, and down goes Tulowitzki on a high one, and that's the second out.
Once again, this high fastball, Tulo can't lay off. This ball's up chest high, throws it right by him.
So the former Seattle Mariners Smoke batting for the first time. He took over at first base for Colabello. Red Sox will shift and put Hernandez in shallow right as the second baseman. He's now in the shotgun. 2 men in scoring position still, however, and fouled back for strike one.
You got playing Smoke to pull, and I think he's got a slow bat, especially with this 98 that Barnes can feature. Be big for him to get out of this inning and hold those 2 runners on, because it could have been a horrible inning for him.
Off the edge. Red Sox suddenly have several guys who can hit that 96 to 98 range. Barnes is one of them. Kimbrel, obviously. When Carson Smith is healthy, he can do that. That's how you need to build a bullpen at the big league level these days. Guys who can throw up near 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, then Uehara doesn't throw hard, but he has swing and miss stuff because they can't even touch his split finger. Taz throws the ball 95 when he's got it going on.
Yep. You know, Robbie Ross, for a left-hander, he can hustle it up there to 93, 94.
Yes, he can.
Much needed from last year. As far as the velocity improving in this bullpen. Here comes the 2-1 pitch now from Barnes. Another one outside. So he's gone to 3-1 on Smoke. Russell Martin next. If given the opportunity, there are 2 out. 5-1 Toronto in the 9th inning. And due up for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 9th will be Hanley Ramirez, Travis Shaw, and Chris Young.
Might be careful here with Martin on deck.
Hitters count for Smoke. And he walked him. So that's going to load the bases for the Blue Jays. Been a long inning for the Sox pen.
He looked like he didn't want him to hold at bat. Missing outside 4 times.
Carl Willis will again head out to the hill. So they're going to be all loaded up here for Martin, who is off to a sluggish start at the plate, but did single his last time up. And he's gone 1 for 3. And he also has home run power, despite the fact he is yet to hit one. He hit 23 last year. So this could really get out of hand for the Red Sox and take away even a remote chance of a comeback on this afternoon. Toronto here for 4, and the 4th and final one will be tomorrow, and then we'll invite in the Tampa Bay Rays, who right now are 4-7 inside the division. So no place to put Martin. There are 2 down and the bases are jammed up. He starts him with strike 1.
That's a nice start right there. A little breaking ball. You know, Martin's a good fastball hitter.
Good hitter with the bases loaded, and he does have 4 career grand slams. Another run in this inning for Toronto, and here comes the 0-1, and that'll be over but low. Donaldson at third, Batista at second, and Smoke at first. Barnes trying to retire a good hitter here, and finds the mark for a called strike, and 98 miles an hour popping the mitt.
That'll help right there. A little 98 on the corner. Martin can't hit that.
Barnes attempting to keep it a 4-run deficit. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Tried to hold up, but did he? And he did on a pitch into the dirt. First base umpire Will Little said no swing.
That was close, but I think he held up. Yes, he did.
Martin considered one of the better catchers in Major League Baseball.
Throw him another hook.
And now Martin asking for time, and he gets it from Lance Barksdale. Lance Barksdale, who has the name of a game show host, doesn't he? And now our host, Lance Barksdale. The Price is Right.
Yes.
And the 2-2. Tried to hold up again on a pitch in the dirt and did it again. So now the count is full.
Now he's got to throw him a fastball. He had him wanting to go for that 2 pitches in a row. That's why I wanted him to throw another breaking ball. But right, he's going to get a fastball here. Base is juiced.
So the string is out. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And here it comes. Runners go, and he swings and misses for strike 3.
Changeup.
We'll see if the Sox can rally. 5-1 Toronto. Hockey Way for today's episode of Nesson Clubhouse. We're looking for youth baseball and softball teams to be part of our live studio audience for Nesson Clubhouse. Visit NessonClubhouse.com and click on Studio Audience to enter your son or daughter's team today. Now, a lot of families, a lot of young kids in the stands today. Delightful day to be at the ballpark. And tomorrow even about 5 or 6 degrees warmer. Question is, will the Red Sox offense warm up? Here comes Roberto Osuna. Just a kid, Eck, and he can fire it.
Yes, he can. Good changeup to go along with that. 21 years old. Last year in the playoffs, 20 years old.
And he was ready, but he knocks it foul. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. On the day, he's gone 0 for 3. Travis Shaw on deck, and then Chris Young, bottom of the 9th inning, 5-1 Blue Jays. Red Sox 3-game win streak on the line. Nothing at 2.
That's got easy gas too, but he's got a changeup he could put you away with. Showed all the confidence in the world to stay with him. I thought last year they'd look for a closer late in the season. They did not. They went with him in the playoffs, and he showed them something. I'll tell you what, that's quite an experience for a kid 20 years old to hold that pressure.
He got a save in Game 5 of the division series against Texas. Became the youngest pitcher in American League history to record a save in the postseason. 0-2 on Hanley. Aaron Sanchez pitching 7 very impressive innings for Toronto today. He can get the win. Struck out 7. He allowed just 2 hits, 1 run. This is a non-save situation for Osuna. Little looper towards center. Pilar on the charge. He won't get it. It's down for a base hit. So Hanley Ramirez getting it going here in the 9th inning.
He didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it to dunk it in. See the fastball running in on him. Didn't smoke this ball. That's probably why it fell in. He finally gets a ball he didn't hit all that hard to fall in.
Just the 3rd hit today for the Red Sox, and brings up Travis Shaw. He has struck out twice and flied to left. The Red Sox did have 2 hits in the 5th inning, and that brought in a run. Mookie Betts with an RBI single that chased in Marco Hernandez, who made his major league debut today.
They only hit the ball. The Red Sox only hit the ball hard maybe 3 times today.
Highly unusual for this offense, the way it's performed. Foul tipped into the mid for a strike. 1-1.
You know, Hernandez got the little broken bat single. Betts had a ground ball up the middle. Ortiz hit that ball pretty good to left center field, but not a lot of balls hit hard today.
You're right. That's about it. 1-1. He went for it there. Now ball and 2 strikes on Travis.
Can't catch up with that ball. That ball's up a little bit. Looks good to swing at, but it's on you.
Hanley Ramirez leading at first base. Nobody out. And he spoiled it.
Once again.
Five runs, 14 hits for the Blue Jays. They've committed 1 error. For the Red Sox, 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. And Osuna with a 1-2. High fly ball. That's driven deep. Bautista back to the track, and it's out of here. 2-run homer for Shaw, and the Red Sox are back in the game. He hit a bullet.
I'll tell you what, that ball was hit hard. Talk about Red Sox not hitting the ball hard. That ball was smoked. First home run of the year for Travis Shaw. He gets a slider that he leaves inner half of the plate. He couldn't catch up with that high fastball, but he can catch up with that slider.
Oh, so close.
He just missed it.
Wow.
Didn't he?
Bautista thought he should have made the play.
He went to leap. The ball was already there.
Yeah.
Took his eye off of it.
Poppy loved it. So nobody out. The Red Sox are within 2 now.
See what happens when there's no save out there?
Yeah, great point. There's Chris Young trying to keep it rolling. He's 0 for 3. And a lot of life all of a sudden on Yawkey Way. Fouled back for strike 1.
Well, he had a good swing at that fastball.
Chris has struck out twice and hit into a fielder's choice. Travis Shaw with his first home run, 2-run shot to make it 5-3. And the 0-1 and a strike.
Ooh.
Right at the hollow of the knee.
When you see this, you think it's low, but I guess it's a low strike.
Chris Young looking for his first home run. This would be a great spot. And the 0-2.
He wasn't going to hang that slider.
No, sir. Jackie Bradley on deck. Again, you look at the hits, 14-4 in Toronto's favor. Should be a runaway.
Yeah, you'd think.
But it's not. Didn't chase after it. The count's 2-2.
He has no feel for his secondary pitches. All he's got is his gas.
Rally caps are on. 2-2 coming. And pop foul back this way. And almost got into the radio booth where the intern Marty has already made a spectacular play in his first week on the job. He thinks it's easy now.
There he is.
Two and two. And in there for strike 3.
He knew it.
Came back with a big heat. Tough day for Chris. 3 strikeouts.
This low gas that catches the corner. Perfect pitch. See Martin hold it there.
Jackie Bradley next. Jackie's 0 for 3. He's hit in 6 in a row. You'd like to extend that right here. 0-1. Jackie looking for the big fastball, and he got a little cutter at 90. But he does have a home run off Osuna in his only plate appearance against him. Pop foul out of play to the left.
That's right. That was a blown save that Osuna in late in the season, right? Last week of the season.
Yeah. 2 runs in thanks to Travis Shaw after the Hanley Ramirez base hit. 2-run homer for the Red Sox third baseman. Red Sox trail 5-3 in the 9th. Down goes Jackie on the swing and the miss on a changeup.
It's a beautiful pitch. That's the pitch I tell you he had. This is like, look at that. It's like a Volk of that grip is, you don't see it very often, but he takes a lot off of it.
That's what he calls it.
What's he call it?
The Vulcan change.
The Vulcan change.
It's almost like a split change. So here comes Ryan Hannigan. Red Sox in dire need of a base runner and another blast here in the 9th. Ryan has struck out, fly to center, and taken ball 4 on the day. There are 2 out, bases empty, 9th inning. Marco Hernandez, who made his major league debut today and got his first big league hit, he's on deck. Red Sox trying to hang in here. Line drive, and that's the ball game. Wright at Donaldson. The final score 5-3 today. So that's where the rally ends. Shaw with some theatrics in the end with a 2-run homer, but that's all the Red Sox get. That's the end of the winning streak. TC snapped it 3 in a row, and we've got Patriots Day to look forward to tomorrow morning.